Hi, I'm Shannon Rollins of Shannon Rollins Real Estate, and today I am here with my favorite mortgage company, Motto Mortgage Simplified, and we are going to be talking about what you should do as the very first thing if you're thinking about buying, and what the interest rates are doing currently, and kind of maybe what we expect them to do in the near future. Lee, thanks for being here with me today. I appreciate you coming. I want to say first, the main reason why I love Motto Mortgage Simplified is they are local. You can actually talk to a person, walk in the office, see somebody in person. If you have a problem with your loan, any point during the process, you can actually walk in and talk to somebody. So Lee, first, what is it that the first thing a buyer should do if they're thinking about buying? Should they go ahead and start looking at homes to determine what price range they want to be in?
Well, the answer is no, you don't need to go out and look for a house. First, you need to get pre-approved. And pre-approved meaning we got to look at everything and verify all the information.
So what's the difference between a pre-approval letter and a pre-qualification letter?
Well, a pre-approval involves getting the income documents, getting the asset documents, making sure they have enough income to pay for that house, making sure they have enough assets for the down payment for the closing costs. So we actually verify that information, whereas pre-qualified is just taking someone at their word, what they say.
So as a seller wants to see that letter on the top say pre-approved, not pre-qualified. If you are competing against somebody else, you want a pre-approval letter. Okay, so how far in advance can somebody get pre-approved and it not hurt their credit score? Does it even hurt their credit score to get pre-approved?
To pull your credit does not necessarily impact your credit score, but it's a necessity to look at credit when you're talking about pre-approvals. Pre-approvals, we're vetting and seeing what kind of debt history you have, making sure all the numbers work. They want to know your history so they can know where to start.
How long is a pre-approval letter good for?
A pre-approval letter is good for up to 90 to 120 days.
Is there a credit score as a minimum that somebody needs to have in order to buy?
I'd say as a starting point, you need to have your credit score around 580 plus. But if you have different circumstances, let us know. We can do that, work with that as well.
I understand now that interest rates, as we all know, have been climbing up. First of all, what are they doing right now?
Inflation is leveling off, so prices are actually getting better today. Last month they got better as well, so we're improving on credit scores right now, and we expect through the next year that it will level off, even perhaps go down a little bit, but we're not sure. We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. Okay,
I hear people talk about a 2-1.
Yeah.
What does the 2-1 program explain to our viewers? Because this is something that really can help out buyers and sellers as well.
The seller can provide incentive to the buyer, or provide assistance to the buyer to make their house more attractive than the one next door. But a buy down is where they offer funds to actually provide savings for the buyer. They can buy the rate down by 3%, 2%, 1%. It's called a 3-2-1 buy down, a 2-1 buy down, or a 1 buy down. And the longer you buy it down, the more it costs. But what that does is it buys it down the first year.
The interest rate, so they can afford to buy the house. If they're maybe expecting a pay increase over the next year, this helps them get to that point.
Exactly.
And for sellers, it's attractive to do this because it can make it appealing for a buyer to select their home over something else that they're looking at. Can a seller do the buy down and closing costs?
Yes, they can. There's limits that the seller can contribute towards the buyer's incentives. So, give us a call. We'll discuss those with you in an individual scenario.
That is just awesome. So if you're a buyer and you've got a certain situation now, you're going to really look at them to figure out some options for them to help them go to the next step.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you, Lee. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Shannon.
Absolutely. And if ever you have questions about real estate, mortgages, interest rates, give me a call. I'll get you hooked up with Lee Hunt with Motto Mortgage Simplified. And if ever you have questions, give me a call. My team and I are on standby 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. ready to help you take the smoother road to sold.